person you wanted to see at your door. But I was driving, and the rain started, and I realized I never actually said I was sorry, not for the things that mattered. Can I just stay until the storm passes? Thank you. I wasn't sure you would. I almost didn't knock. I sat in my car for like 20 minutes in the rain, having an argument with myself about whether this was a terrible idea. Verdict is still out, by the way. On the terrible idea question, I'm a little wet and a lot nervous, and I have approximately 1,000 things I want to say, and no idea how to start any of them. Can we sit down? Just sit and let me try to say this right. It's really coming down out there. I've always loved rain like this. You know that. Loud enough to make everything else quiet. That's probably why I ended up here. The rain made everything quiet enough for me to hear what I've been trying not to think about for a while now. Okay, I'm going to start before I lose my nerve. The last thing I said to you when we ended, I said you were impossible. And I meant it when I said it. I was frustrated, and I was tired, and I meant it. But it wasn't true. You were never impossible. You were just different from what I knew how to handle at the time. And there's a difference, a big one, and I never went back and said that. So I'm saying it now. You were not impossible. I was just not ready. And I'm sorry I made that feel like it was about you, when it was about me. It was always about me. There's something else, the bigger thing. The one I've been carrying. I need a minute to get to it. I'll get there. Just let me do this in order. You showed up for me a lot in ways I didn't acknowledge. When my sister was sick, you drove 4 hours without me even asking. You just showed up with food and didn't say anything, just sat with me. I never said thank you for that. Not really, not the way I should have. Thank you for that night, and for all the nights I didn't notice that you were there, doing the quiet things that I took for granted. I took you for granted. I don't think I knew that while it was happening. You were so steady that I stopped noticing how rare that was. I noticed after. I noticed pretty much immediately after. Great timing on my part, as always. Okay, the bigger thing, the actual reason I'm here. When we ended, the story I told myself was that we just weren't working, that it was timing or circumstances, or we wanted different things. And that story let me feel okay about leaving. But it wasn't the true story. The true story is, I was scared. I was so scared of how much I felt that I convinced myself I felt too little. And I convinced myself that what we had wasn't enough, because acknowledging that it was meant really having something to lose. And that terrified me. I loved you. I loved you, and I left anyway because I didn't know what to do with that. And I am so sorry. Not just sorry like I regret how things ended. Sorry like you deserved someone who stayed, and I should have been that person, and I wasn't. And I'm sorry. You're not saying anything. That's okay. You don't have to. I didn't come here for a response. I came here because you needed to hear it, and I needed to say it. And the rain finally made me do it. So, I guess I owe the rain a thank you too. Very inconvenient timing though. 2 a.m, very dramatic of the weather. Can I tell you something? That's not an apology, just something. I've thought about you a lot since we ended. Not in a sad way. Well, sometimes in a sad way. Okay, mostly in a sad way, but in a genuinely wondering how you are way too. Those are different things. I hoped you were okay. More than okay. I hoped you were doing that thing you do, where you find the interesting part of wherever you are. You always did that. Find the interesting part. Even when things were hard, you'd find the one thing worth noticing and point it out. I miss that. I miss a lot of things, but I miss that specifically. I miss the way you saw things, the way you made ordinary moments feel like they were worth paying attention to. I've been less good at that without you around to remind me. That's not your problem to solve. I know that. I just wanted to say it because it's true. Do you remember that drive we took that summer when it rained like this and we pulled over because neither of us could see the road? And we just sat there in the car listening to it for like an hour. And we didn't really talk much, just sat there. That was one of my favorite memories of us. Nothing was happening, and it was one of my favorite moments. I think about that a lot, actually, when it rains. Which is probably why I ended up here tonight. The rain reminded me, and then I just drove. I want to be clear about something. I didn't come here to ask for anything. I'm not asking you to pick up where we left off, or forgive me tonight, or anything like that. I just needed you to know that I know what I did, and I'm sorry for it, and that you were worth more than how I treated the end. You were worth so much more. But if I'm being honest, and apparently tonight is the night for that, I also hope that someday, maybe not tonight, maybe not for a while, we could try again. A different way, with everything I've learned about what I was doing wrong and why. I hope that's possible. You don't have to answer that. I'm not asking you to answer that tonight. I just wanted it to exist somewhere, that I said it out loud to you. It's slowing down a little. The rain. I should probably start thinking about heading back. Unless, is it okay if I stay just a little longer? Not to talk more. I think I've said everything. Just to sit here in this quiet with the rain. Like that summer. The storm is passing. Listen. It's almost gone. I should go soon. But not yet. You always did let me stay too long. I never appreciated that enough either, adding it to the list. Close your eyes. Just for a little while. Listen to the rain. What's left of it. Breathe in. Slow. And out. Feel how quiet it's getting. Everything is a little lighter now, I think. For both of us. I'm glad I knocked. I'm glad you opened the door. I'm glad the rain started when it did. You're safe. You're okay. Everything I said tonight is just true things that needed to exist between us. And now they do. And whatever comes next, we both know them now. Sleep. I'll stay until the last of the rain is gone. I promise. Good night.